What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian Hansen. In this video we're deep in the mountains of South Borneo, living with the Dayak Meratus tribe in the village of Juhu. This place is so remote that the only way to get here is by an extreme 13-hour trek through mountains and jungle. So let's get started from the very beginning of this incredible adventure. Selama pagi guys, we are ready to get the adventure started. Now I am in some place in Barabai. I have just dropped off Machan right here. A friend of mine, Obi, he allowed me to put all of my stuff inside of his room, lock with my own key, everything. He's gonna keep Machan safe here. And then he's had one of his friends come and pick me up now with all the lovely mothers. And we are gonna be driving a bit up to a village where we will start the trek. So really excited about this trip. It's gonna be a tough one, but we're ready to go. It is now 2 o'clock and say hello to Ibu.
Ibu, berpetualang.
Okay, hey bro. Are we ready? Siap?
Yes.
Okay.
Siap.
Let's do this. Alright guys, so to be honest with you, I have no idea how this trip is going to pan out because it was scheduled pretty fast. It was a bit difficult to make clips because the kind ladies there are talking so much. I just know that we'll be going deep into the mountains. It's gonna be a very long trek, but we're gonna meet the Dayak Meratus tribe. So, my two porters are now here to pick me up and let's say hi to them. Siapa namanya?
Abdullah, Pak.
Abdullah, salam kenal Abdullah. Dan oh, siapa namanya?
Ariel.
Ariel, nice to meet you. Bye, see you guys. Ya, makasih ya. Aman ya?
Aman.
Oke.
Gak apa-apa, Pak.
You okay? No more asphalt from here on out.
Sudah sampai juga.
Ini desa?
Desa Kiu ini.
Okay. Wah. Sakit in the butt, as we say. Ah. Good job. Alright, so we made it here to the small village, and still I have no idea if the plan is that we will be walking from here. Now our trip took around 1.5 hours, so it should be about 4 o'clock now. I was kind of hoping we could start walking this afternoon, but the other guy that drove me to the other place, he said that the young guys here, they might be afraid of ghosts in the forest. And snakes as well. I'm a bit afraid of the snakes, not so much the ghosts. But let me find out the plan and then let's see. This is what I sometimes love about these trips that are coordinated very fast and I have very little info. But it's also sometimes the things that can worry you a bit. Because I just learned now that Abdullah actually will not be joining me. His plan was just to take me here, and there's another guy that's gonna pick me up from here and take me on the trek into the jungle, and it's starting to rain. So we're still waiting for someone called Haris, Mas Haris, who's supposed to pick me up. It's his house we're sitting in front of, and as you can see, we're a little bit more people now than before. It seems to be attracting some attention. I asked them if they had foreigners visiting here before, and they said, yeah, we had some foreigners visit here like 6 years ago. Okay. So, yeah, no, but it's good. Very nice people. Very friendly. Alright, so I have to make a tough decision because I finally met Mas Haris here, and he said that if we start walking now, it's now 4:30, then we will arrive at a small, it's called Pondok. It's like a small shelter in like 5 hours, and it's still raining a bit. He thinks it's gonna be more rain tonight, so I've decided that I'm gonna stay here, rest for the night, because I've only slept like 4 hours because I've been editing pretty much all night to get my new video from Tanjung Put thing ready. So anyway, gonna stay here, rest, and then we're gonna start first thing tomorrow morning. Yeah, I think that's the wise choice.
And with our plan in place, it was time to get ready for an early night. So Mas Aris, he showed me the way to the shower facilities, because their house didn't have its own bathroom. So we used the river right behind his house. I would be staying in Mas Aris' house, but they gave me a mat, a blanket, and a pillow, and then showed me where I could sleep in their living room. But before bedtime, we had been invited to join a special ritual in the village. One of the young women in the community had gotten a bad infection in one of her breasts. So the spiritual leader and most of the people from the village had shown up to do this ritual for her. The spiritual leader stood in the middle of the room, switching between dancing and singing in front of the young mother, and we all sat around and watched. After 1 hour of observing the ritual, Mas Haris told me I could go back to rest for tomorrow, because this ritual would continue like this for 8 hours.
Nggak ada kicap, nggak ada. Biasa aja makan di sini. Kalau kasih sendok ini.
On the morning of our hike, we started the day with a lot of carbs, because out here, eating plain rice is very normal. And as I was a guest, they had also cooked me a couple of eggs. They can find fish in the river, but one village chicken here costs around $10, 150,000 rupiah, and that is expensive. And with our breakfast, we had warm water, freshly boiled from the river.
Good morning, guys. It is now 6:30. We're a little bit late, but I woke up at 4 and it was raining like crazy. So now we're ready. Everything is packed here on the bike. But the only thing that worries me a bit is that Haris, he said that if we walk very, very fast, we will arrive at 6 o'clock tonight, because we have to walk 20 kilometers up and down the mountain. It's gonna be an interesting day, but now we're in a hurry, so we gotta go. Let's see how it goes. Let's get to it. Okay, bro.
Oke, bro.
So to save a bit of time, we took the bike to get a little bit closer to the start of the hike. And it would turn out to be a lot more off-road than I had expected.
Oi, jump train.
This is wild. Oh, and that is how you start your Monday morning here in South Kalimantan.
And just as I thought it was about to be over, it was about to get worse.
Oke, ini. Iya.
Wow. Oh, so this bridge is super slippery. I couldn't understand why he was going so slow, but that's why. Jesus, I can barely walk here. And we made it. Okay. Continue. Ooh. Alright, that's it. We made it. About half an hour and 40 minutes on the back of that bike. That was a crazy ride. Almost like sitting on the back, but during an enduro ride. Now we start walking from here. The estimate is still we arrive at 6. So just do it. Luckily it's quite cool here. And it's getting even cooler the more higher up we walk, but it is hot. Mostly because I am drenched because of the humidity. It feels like the humidity here is like 98%. It is. So everything is so wet. But the views here are incredible. I mean, look out there. Hopefully I can put the drone up if it doesn't rain so I can show you. But if you're not seeing a drone clip soon, then it's because it was raining.
But we had to make a quick stop, as my strap for the duffel bag wasn't exactly made for hiking. So Mas Aris quickly turned my bag into a backpack with a bit of bark, which gave me a bit of time to remove a couple of lychees.
Kan enak ini.
Nah, lebih bagus sekarang ya. Seems we've made it to a small village here where you can. Oi, hati bro. Ada small warung. We can buy some things. And here we can see.
Ada ini Juhu.
Oh, oi.
Ada Juhu ke sini.
Oh, itu lewat Juhu ya?
Iya. Kalau ke sana Gunung Halalau.
Gunung Halalau ya?
Iya, gunung besar.
Ah, gunung besar.
Iya.
Oh, okay. Ah, and there's a cat that's very happy there's visitors. Hi, miss. Selamat pagi. Bro, mau kopi?
Boleh.
Ya?
Rasa apa?
Kopi hutan.
Kopi hutan.
Favorit saya.
Kalau saya favorit makan nasi.
I have gotten permission to hang a little ole ole. So later if you come to this small warung, nah ada stiker ya. Bu, di mana ada stiker? Oke, bagus bu.
Ini terus satu sisanya ini.
Oh, nggak usah. Tip.
Oke, kasih langsung.
Iya.
Oke.
Terima kasih.
Iya, sama-sama.
And I then quickly put the drone in the air, which gave me a small preview of the terrain we would have to conquer on our way to Juhu. And so the adventure continued.
It is rather slippery going down. Here we are on our way down to the river. Can hear it from here actually. And then after that we will be going up the mountain once again for another, what is it, 7 hours. So I can definitely start to feel that my legs are getting a little bit tired. Now it's not bad at all, but I'm guessing the last 2 or 3 hours of the hike today, that is gonna be a challenge for sure. But giving up is not an option. Not today. Alright, we made it down to the river, and what a beautiful sight it is. My God, there's no people here. There's only us. It's nice, it's cool. Arishi says that this bridge, don't worry, it's safe. But does this look safe to you? I think so not. Whoa. When you step on the wood here, you can feel that it goes down, you know? That it's old. But if you really step on it, it might just break. I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit tired by now. And it's only like 11:30, so we still have half of the day to go. But in about 1.5 hours, we're gonna stop to get some lunch and see how that goes. My legs are shaking a bit already. It's a bit more challenging than I remember, or maybe I just wouldn't remember it, you know, because I've tried this before when I climbed Gunung Kerinci, but I think it's the thought of knowing that we're not gonna stop until like maybe 7 o'clock tonight. Right now, Ari's estimate is that we arrive at 8 o'clock tonight. Woo.
Well, look at this.
Oh. Oh. Bisa minum?
Yes.
Tidak sakit perut?
No. Kalau saya minum air ini, no sakit perut.
Okay. So this trip could turn into a nightmare from now on. But never try, never know. It looks clean. Oh, boleh coba seperti itu? Take a leaf, fold it together, and then you have a cup. Smart. A little bit taste of leaf and clean aqua from a bottle. Wow, it's good. Wish me luck, guys. Hopefully I won't get an upset stomach from this. Oke, lanjut. Mantap. Mantap betul, mantul. All right, nice. We made it to the hello. Selamat siang.
Siang.
We made it to the pondok. So from here should be only 5 hours left. Halo, selamat siang.
Siang. Udah makan ya?
Oh, belum.
Belum.
Makan sekarang.
Dulu.
Yeah. So apparently we picked a good day to walk to Juhu, because after we eat, we're supposedly gonna meet around 120 people, because the mayor of Barabai, he's in Juhu right now and he's walking down to Barabai today. So we will meet him on the way. This is without a doubt gonna be the biggest challenge I've ever done. Wow. Umur berapa, Pak?
70.
70?
Iya, 70.
Oh, dan gak apa-apa bisa jalan dari Q ke Juhu?
Iya.
Gak apa-apa?
Enggak apa-apa.
Dan pakai backpack 20 kilo?
Iya, ya. 20 kilo. 20 kilo, Pak, sampai 30 kilo.
Pak,
Hah?
semangat.
Walang kada.
You see, if Pak Mingo, he can go up and down with 20 kilos and he's 70 years old, then I should be able to as well. So this might be the most simple lunch I've ever had, but right now it tastes so good. I'm so hungry. Simply white rice, nothing to add, and Indomie, which is instant noodles, just crushed and with a bit of seasoning in it, no water, and just eat them like chips. Yeah, but right now, anything will do. Gimana, bro?
Mantap, Bro.
Enak.
Enak.
Alright, we spent 30 minutes taking a break, eating, then rest very shortly. And now we're back on our way. And 5 jam ya?
Yes.
And look who we are meeting here on the truck. The mayor of Barabai. Apa? Capek?
Saya.
Capek sorry. Hati-hati ya. Hati-hati. That is one big crew for bringing the mayor all the way out to Juhu. Hello guys, hello. Alright guys, status update. Anyway, status update. It is 20 minutes to 3 now in the afternoon, and we still supposedly have 6 hours left to go to Juhu. And at the moment, I am not sure if I'm gonna make it. My legs are so tired. The track here is so slippery because we just passed about 150 people. So the track is completely, like mushy. So, extremely slippery. But I think we passed all the people now because I have just done about 250 selfies with all the people from the group. Betul ya, banyak selfie ya bro? It's been one big interview hiking up this mountain the last hour. But it's okay. Wish me luck. I am going to need it. Alright guys, we have made it to the top of the hill. From here it is only downhill. But just before, Arisi told me, are you ready for extreme going down? So apparently it's gonna be very steep going down that way. And it's starting to get dark a little bit. But that doesn't really scare me, that we are two people alone in the jungle and it's gonna get dark soon. What scares me the most is that sign over there.
Okay, bro.
It says 5 hours to Juhu from here. I don't know if that scares me more than the fact that it feels like my toenails are falling off.
Okay, let's go.
Masih kuat?
Masih kuat.
Let's go.
I was really trying to be optimistic, but it wasn't easy. My legs felt like rubber. I couldn't react as fast. Even my joints were hurting, and my feet were completely dissolved from being wet all day.
Guys, it's 6 o'clock. We have around 1 hour of daylight left, and then it's gonna be completely dark. Then we will have to continue with torches from here. My legs are shaking, everything is hurting. You know, this is one of these things I do. When I plan a trip, I'm like, oh yeah, that will be like a crazy adventure. That will be so cool. And then once I'm in it, I realized how tough it actually is. But this is also the experiences that ends up being the best, when you overcome a big challenge and you achieve what you wanted to see. So no doubt it's gonna be fantastic, but right now, I'm in pain. This is not very pleasant, but I'm doing it for the video. We are about 2 hours away. Sekarang jam berapa bro? Jam 7. But still 2 hours to go. I'm hopeful because, you know, once you start walking in pitch black dark in the Borneo jungle, you kind of get your motivation back. So almost there. Now we're just having a quick stop here by the river and then we arrive. Selamat pagi guys. It is 9 o'clock here in Juhu. I just woke up 30 minutes ago. After arriving last night around 9 o'clock in the evening, I completely passed out. I quickly said hi to all the people here. They were so excited to meet me. They showed me to this place, mat on the floor, and went out like a light. I think today I'm just gonna have a quick tour around the village. Most of the people here, they're already out working in the fields. So I have the village here pretty much to myself. And then tomorrow we can start making some more clips, learning a bit more. They're even gonna have some rituals that I'm gonna see on Thursday, I believe. But it's gonna be a really interesting week because I just learned yesterday that Juhu is actually the most remote tribe, the most remote village in Indonesia. At least that's what they told me, because it is so challenging to get here. So they don't have a lot of visitors. Now it's time to get some sarapan. And then let's start exploring Juhu, guys. It was time for village-style breakfast once again. On the wooden floorboards, eating with my hands, as my host Ali had cooked me some rice, cucumber, and fried papaya. Out here, their breakfast options depends on what they can harvest in the fields. And Ali, he was already preparing something in the kitchen. I tried to ask him what it was, but as I hadn't yet learned that word in Indonesian, I had no idea what it was.
Cari di mana?
Kalau bahasa Indonesianya aring, pohon aring. Pohon aring itu ada tambatunya itu yang dimakannya.
Jadi nanti makan ini
Yang makan bersama nanti.
But instead of worrying too much about tonight's dinner, I went outside to have a look around. I found the entrance bridge we had walked onto the night before in pitch black darkness. They don't have electricity here, so I could now see the village for the first time. Juhu village is situated on top of a grassy and stony hill, and all the houses are hand-built, made from wood, sitting on top of poles due to the uneven terrain. A total of 40 families live here together in between the Meratus mountains. With two separate villages, just a few minutes apart, both with direct access to the river. They have their own primary school as well, their own gardens, several free walking buffaloes, and pigs.
It is just beyond beautiful here, guys. I've just been walking around the village a little bit this morning. It is completely empty. Everybody's out working. The only compadre I have here is Mr. Buffalo. And pigs, chickens, dogs, buffaloes just walk around in the village. Like, yeah, that's just how it is here. It's so peaceful. It's so beautiful. So excited about this day. So I didn't really get to show this to you guys yesterday because I was so tired. But let me just quickly show you how beautiful it is when you want to shower mandi here in Juhu. So the water here is very cold, but it is so refreshing. And there's no people here. I mean, I could in reality just bathe here naked. I'm not going to because it's not my house, you know. Just amazing. I mean, look at this view. It has been a really slow day for me, guys. I just had a nap of like 3-4 hours. Yeah, the rest of the day I'm pretty good. Much just gonna follow whatever happens around here in the village. Howdy. Halo, lagi ngapain?
With no signal or internet, the kids are great at entertaining themselves and playing with each other. Not just the kids, but the animals as well. I then made a quick stop by their rice mill. They have recently built this, as they used to do it manually. Because in Juhu, they consume a lot of rice, as they can harvest it themselves from the fields. So rice is always a part of the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This mill separates the husk and bran layers and produces edible white rice. It's things like sugar, salt, and gasoline that they must buy from the big cities and carry to Juhu. My first day had passed by swiftly, as I was still recovering from the hike the day before. And my first day in a new place, I will always try to connect with the locals first, before I start shooting a lot of video. So after sharing my story and some photos from back home, we all sat down together for dinner. I still didn't know it at the time, but the meat Ali had now cooked from the morning was apparently a civet cat, also known as luwak, most famous for assisting in the process of making some of the world's most expensive coffee. But out here, it was dinner. I loved the company, the ambience, even the smoke in the ceiling from the cooking. But the very fatty civet cat meat was definitely not my favorite. The genset is normally turned on for 20 minutes a day around dinner time, because fuel is both expensive and has to be carried manually to the village. But I had offered to pay for their fuel consumption for the week, so I could charge my batteries. And it gets rather cold at night, around 18 degrees, so I put on as much clothes as I could, and as I lay down on the carpet, I can feel the house is shaking, as the others they move in the next room. It might sound a bit disturbing when you're trying to sleep, but I loved it. It felt like being rocked to sleep like a baby. Fully rested and ready to learn, we started the day in Juhu. Ali was preparing the young fried papaya for breakfast again, as I had told him how delicious it was. Ali is a jack of all trades. He cooks, hunts, works in the fields, and takes care of his family. Under this roof, he lives with his wife Dalia, his 2 children, Arsaka and Pipit, and his uncle in the blue polo, Papinan. But Ali is a man who has been through a lot, something I will learn more about later on.
Udah banyak makan.
Oh, udah buat nasi 2 kali. Selamat pagi, guys. It is another beautiful day here in Juhu. I've slept actually fantastic this night. So cold in the morning when you wake up, you just want to hide underneath your blanket. So this morning we have packed everything together and we are on our way up to the fields now where they normally work during the day in the rice fields, because they will do a blessing, special ritual for the rice fields, and we're actually gonna be sleeping there tonight. So it's more easy for us tomorrow when we wake up early, then we can start the ritual right away.
Yeah.
And so we began what I would call a rather challenging commute to the office.
And the day has begun here in Juhu.
Santai aja ya Mas Chris.
And imagine that they are doing this every single day.
Sekali di sini bro. Iya.
We had made it to the pondok, situated on a steep hill of rice fields, surrounded by cinnamon trees. It's a small shelter they will sometimes live in if they are out working in the rice fields for several days. And tonight, we would be 9 people sleeping here, as Ali's family would join us for the preparations. Nandira and Nadine, Ali's nephew's children, had already arrived, and Ali got started with the preparations right away.
Jadi bro, ini untuk masak apa?
Untuk
Masak lamang.
urusan lamang.
Lamang.
Campur beras.
Oh, masak dengan beras?
Ya, nanti kena dikasih baju ini diperah, diambil banyunya. Baru dibuat ke sana. Baru dibakar.
Oh, jadi ini hanya ini dan air dan masak dengan itu.
Iya.
Oh, enak.
Iya, enak.
Oke, bro. Gimana? Duduk di atas ini. Oh,
Iya, itu.
Duduk di ini.
Ya, duduk itu.
I really wanted to help out, but I quickly realized that it was a lot harder than it looked.
Dia makan lebih cepat dari saya bisa bikin ya.
Iya.
Yeah,
Salahnya ini
I think rest for the rest of the day.
Adat.
It was time to refuel and take a well-deserved break. Unfortunately, they said I was a bit too heavy dressed like that. Nevertheless, they generously offered to introduce me to one of their local delicacies.
Ini kodok. Bisa?
Saya belum coba. Jadi mungkin saya harus coba.
Ya, enak.
Enak ya?
Enak. Iya. Enak.
Seperti
Apa?
ayam.
Apa? Ayam. Enak.
I figured they would rest a bit after lunch, but no. The girls continued preparing for tomorrow's ritual by making some local treats called palungan ayam, a form of folded pancake with brown sugar and coconut inside. Even Nandira tried to help out.
Masak apa?
Outside, Ali was cooking the lamang. The rice had been mixed with coconut and water and would now cook over the fire for 2 hours. Meanwhile, Nadine was keeping himself busy by chopping wood. With no supervision whatsoever, the mini machete and those small fingers were making me rather nervous. But Ali told me not to worry and that Nadine knew exactly what he was doing.
The women here, they have been cooking these balungan ayam. I'm not sure what balungan means, but ayam means chicken, but there's definitely no chicken inside. Now it looks like a red steak, pretty much just like a piece of rare meat, but inside we have the sweetest coconut from earlier. So good.
And as the day drew to a close in Juhu, we shared dinner together at 7 p.m. And by 8 p.m., I had drifted off to sleep on the cool wooden floor, content after another amazing day with the Dayak Meratus.
Selamat pagi guys. It's another day here in Juhu and it is a wet one. We all wake up around 5 o'clock in the morning, mostly because of the kids, they wake up, but also because of the sounds of the chickens, and this morning because of the rain. It is a really bad day to be raining this much, because when it rains here, you can't do anything. And today we're supposed to start the ritual at 8 o'clock, but today we can't, so just had some breakfast this morning, just been hanging out. All the people that are invited to come to this ritual, they know that if it's raining a lot, it's not possible to do the ritual. So we're waiting, everyone back in the village is waiting for the rain to stop. And then when the raining stops, the ritual can begin. So it's now already like 9 o'clock, 9:30, and we've just been, we just gotta wait. Let's see. So guys, it is now around 12 o'clock and the ritual has already started. It had to start because it's still raining now. Most of the people that have come to help, they are still down in the pondok. Now Ali, he has begun with a stick to make the holes for the planting later. Now they're saying some words here from the small rumah adat they've made to the ancestors, praying for good result from this part of the field and asking for the ancestors' blessing. That's why they've also brought food. They've brought chicken that will be slaughtered to satisfy the ancestors, and then later we will eat that chicken together. I think that's the gist of it, as far as I understand. It's a bit difficult this time for me being here with the Suku Dayak Meratus, the Juhu people, because there is not a single person here that speaks English. So if there's something I don't understand, I can't just ask someone like, oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? So yeah, this is the first time where I just have to try and understand as much as I can and put it all together so you guys can experience it as well.
The rain had finally stopped, and we all came together to plant the rice. Trekking barefoot up a steep hillside, the men led the way, armed with sharp sticks. They impaled the top layer of soil and twisted it up, creating small cone-shaped pockets in the earth, followed by the women carefully planting the rice seeds.
It's so much fun while they're walking here and planting. They're speaking to each other in Bahasa Juhu, but it's very similar to Indonesian, so I understand the majority of it. They're all asking Ali all these questions about me. How far is the journey to Denmark? And he can tell them, oh yeah, they pay this much tax in Denmark, and this drone costs this much, and all these different questions that they're a bit shy to ask me, and they forget that I understand pretty much everything they're talking about. Very nice.
As part of their ancestral ritual, they made a chicken sacrifice. The chicken's throat is cut and its blood is spread around before we all share a lunch of the meat together.
It is perfect weather to be doing this now. And to explain it the best, it feels like trying to open a ketchup bottle like 800 times, like this twist. And the most challenging thing is actually after you have put down the stick and then open the ketchup bottle, then the next part is don't step in the holes you've just made, because then the girls, they cannot put the seeds into the holes. So it looks quite easy, but it's actually quite challenging considering that the hill is like this, up and down. So, but it's good exercise and feels good to be helping. So now guys, around half of the field is finished. So we've come back here to the small pondok. Everyone is taking a small break. We're having some snacks. And here for the first time I'm seeing they're even drinking water with sugar in it. I haven't seen that before, and they say that they sometimes drink that if they don't have any more coffee or tea. And then they're drinking something called randang with red sugar, and then apa lagi ada? Gula merah, kepala, dan sagu. And sagu. It
Terbuat dari kelapa.
yeah, bukan kepala ya. Kelapa means coconut, kepala means head. So there's no head in this, only coconut. And it tastes incredible. It's really, really, really sweet. Same goes for their tea, same goes for their coffee. They put an incredible amount of sugar in it. This is just how they do it here. Yeah, Juhu style. Everybody's non problem.
We then all sat down together on the floor and had lunch, something I really enjoy. Our lunches consist mainly of rice, various vegetables, and fish, as this is what they can find or produce themselves. And to make the rice more flavorful, they showed me to put chicken stock powder on the rice, which is surprisingly good.
Mas Chris, tambah lagi nasinya. Ya.
Orang Indonesia selalu bilang, Mas Chris, tambah lagi. Iya. Kopi lagi. Alright guys, we are back in the village, and it is so nice to be back. When I first came here, I was like, wow, now I am out in a remote village. But now, coming back from living in the pondok to coming back here to this village, it feels like being back in a big city, We have a toilet, we have a proper shower, there's a bucket with water, but
it's more than we had yesterday. It's so nice. So now I'm sitting down with the kids. They are super excited about learning English. So I promised to help them a bit with that. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna join them as they go to school, and we'll see how the local school is here in Juhu. So far out, there is no signal at all, so I have zero chance of checking my email, my WhatsApp, the YouTube, Instagram. It's just perfect. I love it. Good afternoon. That evening, something special happened that I will never forget. Because we all sat down for coffee like we had done the other nights, sharing stories, telling jokes. But this evening, I asked if they had some old photos I could look at. Because my very outgoing and friendly host Ali had apparently been through a lot more than I would ever have imagined. Papinan first showed me an old photo of himself as a young boy, when a foreigner had brought a camera during a visit to the tribe. But what really touched my heart was going through these photos and learning that Ali had not only lost one of his brothers a few years ago, but also his father when Ali was just a baby, and his mother when Ali was still a boy. And that is when he told me this.
Bro, nama Ali indah sekali.
Ya. Tapi saya udah nggak ada. Nggak ada lagi.
Ya, tidak ada lagi.
Ada bisa melihat atau untuk
I spent the rest of that night thinking about how proud his parents would be if they were still here, and how grateful we should be for every single day that we have with our parents.
Selama pagi. It is Friday morning here in beautiful Juhu. And I don't know if you can tell on the video, but this morning I'm kind of Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. But you'll have to bear with me because right now I'm heading down to the estate to see how the kids, they go to school here in Juhu. And they're super excited about learning English. So I might have to step in for an hour or so and teach them a little bit. But let's head down there and see how it looks like.
I was curious as to how they could find teachers for all these kids, knowing how far they would need to travel to get here. They currently have 3 teachers, but 2 of them are currently out sick or on pregnant leave. So I asked the remaining teacher, Ibu Haditya.
Nama saya Ibu Hadijah. Saya asli dari Dinas Kiri. Saya sudah bertugas di sini selama 23 tahun. Memang susah saya sebenarnya ke sini karena di Dinas Kiri sudah ada lampu, di sini nggak ada. Saya masih pakai lampu minyak tanah, ya. Di sini sekolahnya setiap hari, Mister. Kecuali hari Minggu baru libur. Mulai dari jam 8 pagi, kita paling lambat jam 12 selesai. Sekolah ini pertama kali dibuka, tidak ada gurunya, dulu nggak ada. Terus di SD juga belum ada yang sekolahnya. Jadi itu Pak pembekal yang mantan itu ngambilnya dari Dinas Kiri. Kebetulan mungkin 2 kali guru yang dari Barabai itu mereka tidak bisa tinggal di sini, tidak tahannya, tidak tahan karena keadaannya kan dingin, cuacanya dingin. Jadi kita sendiri lagi di sini. Kebetulan ada yang dari sini, ada berapa orang selesai SMA, dia kuliah, itu dikembalikan ke desa. Selanjutnya nanti ada yang jadi guru lagi di sini, Mister.
Oke, selamat pagi guys. Nama
The children then go to school to learn the Indonesian language in order to read, write, and talk with their fellow Indonesians around the country. Because the first language they learn here is their traditional language called Juhu. They learn this from their parents and use it for all their daily conversations. But learning English is important to be able to communicate with the rest of the world. And more join as I offer to teach them a few words of English. And I also try to show them the importance of helping each other and learning together.
Alright, we've been going at it now for around 2 hours. And I've asked them several times if they want a break or anything like that, but they want to keep going. They're so eager to learn. The fun thing is to see also that they write in their books with their books upside down. I've never seen this before. So we're trying to learn how to write with the book the correct way as well. Hopefully, Juhu can become the first suku in Indonesia where all the kids, they can speak English. So.
Tadi pagi kita kumpul sama warga di sini untuk menyelamati untuk tempat mikrohidro. Artinya bila sudah kita berselamatan ini mudah-mudahan setelah terbangun nanti artinya berdiri begitu kokoh dan kuat dan tidak ada yang mengganggu. Kita izin dulu sesama leluhur yang ada di sini. Karena semua ini salah satu ada yang penunggunya di sini. Jadi kita adakan ritual menyembelih ayam dan mengolah wadai. Nah, dan kita makan bersama dengan warga di sini. Karena sampai saat ini Juhu tidak ada memiliki penerangan. Jadi sehingga kita warga tertarik untuk ingin bangun mikrohidro untuk penerangan warga semua di Juhu. Itu.
Kita taruh.
Ada siap.
Oke, makan ya.
Ayo kita makan dulu.
It is truly difficult to describe just how beautiful this is. Everyone here coming together like one big family. Everyone is eating together, sitting on rocks, near the water on the hills. Everybody is just one big family. You know, the sounds, the smiles, familiar faces. It's probably different watching it from home, but from here it is truly touching. It's I'm very grateful to get to be a part of this.
My time in Juhu was slowly coming to an end. And there was one word that kept coming back to me, and that was family. It was fascinating to see how the small community carried each other as one. Whether it's living here as a teacher so the children can go to school, walking steep slopes in the rain to plant rice for a neighbor, or literally carrying a tired friend on the back. This is how they make the remote village life work. But before going back, I had been invited to visit the second village in Juhu. And there, I was reminded of another important aspect in the life of a remote tribe.
Alright, we have made it here to the second village here in Juhu. And it's very different from the one I'm staying in. All the houses here are completely identical. They look a bit like summer cabins. And right now I think it's still pretty empty because people are still coming back from the fields. So now I finally realized what it is that we're doing here. And Ellie, he showed me that he brought a weight scale. And I was thinking, oh, maybe they want to weigh the kids, to make sure everything is healthy. And yes, indeed, they wanted to weigh a kid and a woman as well. Because there's a woman living here that's pregnant. So they're checking her weight every month and then sending the information back to Barabai to make sure everything's okay. So they're just doing a health checkup. But we'll tag along, see how it goes. Waktu ada orang di sini,
Melahirkan.
iya, nanti mau ke hospital.
Jarak ke hospital. Ya, karena jaraknya ya lumayan jauh. Kalau sudah gini nggak bisa jalan ke sana lagi. Susah jalan.
Nama saya Agis umur saya 19 tahun lebih.
Jangan takut ya.
Iya,
Sedikit.
kita nggak pernah takut. Sudah sekali melahirkan mama.
Pertama sudah berapa tahun? Sekarang umur berapa?
Anak yang pertama umur 9 tahun, 9 bulan, tapi dia meninggal.
Dia meninggal.
Oh, maaf ya.
Iya, anak saya laki-laki.
9 bulan dia meninggal.
Dia sakit atau gimana?
Sakitnya muntah dan sakit perut gitu, berak.
Maaf,
Iya, nggak apa-apa.
semangat.
Anggi's story was heartbreaking, but her husband and Ali then told me how they were taking preventive action because Dahlia, Ali's wife, has been certified as the village medic. So once a month, all the people will come together and Dahlia will check anyone who might be feeling ill, and she keeps track of Anggi's weight and condition. This way, they have it all documented, and Dahlia can then help to get medication from Barabai. So hopefully everyone from Juhu can stay healthy, and Anggis can soon be together with her healthy baby.
This afternoon I had almost forgotten that I had promised the kids that they could come by the house here at 5 o'clock if they wanted to learn more English. And I came outside and look who's waiting. Hey guys! Siap untuk belajar bahasa Inggris? Siap! Bagus. Okay. Back to work.
Ya boleh, bagus. Let's eat together.
Alright guys, and that is gonna be it for this video. I've spent almost a week now here with Desa, Juhu, and it has been an incredible experience. It is a very long journey to get here, but it is worth every second of it. So I hope that this video may have inspired some of you guys to come here and visit the incredible people of Juhu. But tomorrow morning it is time to walk back to Barabai. We will start at 4 o'clock in the morning. So we're gonna have to end the video from here. Stay tuned, more videos are coming. Thank you so much for watching guys. I will see you guys in the next one, and until next time. Dadah!
Terima kasih sudah mau lihat video ini. Semoga selalu semangat mau ke Juhu lagi. Desa Juhu Pegunungan Meratus. Oke.
Bagus bro. Terima kasih ya.
Ya.